So I was going to wait and do this now. And by say waiting to do it now, I was going to address this on this episode because there have been other people who have just, I don't know, they went ahead and addressed it. And I know for me, I was kind of waiting until the proverbial wound wasn't as fresh. But I mean, some people just have things on their mind and they want to talk about them, and that's fine. That's on their timing, but not mine. But I was gonna wait till now. It's not really a huge, well, yeah, it's a huge thing. The whole thing now with the character of Black Panther, and a lot of people have had their ideas of wanting to recast him. I've even heard crazy ideas as in take the Infinity Gauntlet and take the Time Stone and the Reality Stone and the Soul Stone and bring back Killmonger and let him be the new Black Panther. Now, if they do that, then I think that's dumb because, one, what was the whole point of the first movie, right? Secondly, Shuri is there. I am 100% behind everyone who thinks that Shuri should take on the mantle of the Black Panther. However, I don't think that it should be permanent. I think that the character of T'Challa should be recast. And I'm kind of giving an example here of shout out to Tyrone Magnus, a guy who I just recently started following, and he has amazing content. Check him out. But it's kind of like people have these iconic roles in their head and they see how they are portrayed. And it's kind of like with Heath Ledger. Everyone knows, or at least everyone is kind of on the same popular opinion level, where Heath Ledger by far has the best on-screen adaptation of the Joker. And that is completely fair. But that's not to say that no one can ever play Joker again. I mean, we did get Joker twice. We got him with Jared Leto, and we've got him with Joaquin Phoenix. Christopher Reeve, arguably the greatest on-screen Superman of all time. And we've had several other Supermen since then. Batman. I mean, I feel like every 2 years we get a new Batman. We've had 3 Spider-Men. Now, there are some iconic characters who've only been played by one person. One in particular is Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. The MCU now has the rights to have the X-Men in the MCU. You are trying to tell me that you're going to just say, oh, no one else can play Wolverine except Hugh Jackman. No, that's dumb. I think the whole point of recasting is so someone else can do it differently. Get a fresh take. Don't get me wrong, Hugh Jackman was iconic. Christopher Reeve, iconic. Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, iconic. Chadwick Boseman, iconic. But the show must go on. Yes, we will have to at some point recast T'Challa. And T'Challa will have to once again become the Black Panther because T'Challa is the Black Panther. Not Chadwick Boseman, but T'Challa. No, don't kill the character off. It's fine if Shuri takes on the mantle for the second movie, but I don't want this to be a permanent change in the MCU. I really am happy about Mayor Terrence Roberts in Anderson, South Carolina. He is planning on erecting a permanent public tribute, I guess like a statue if you want to say, to the late actor in his own hometown, which I think would be amazing. But if they make the statue in like, I guess the likeness of the Black Panther and not Chadwick Boseman himself, or if it's just Chadwick Boseman in the Black Panther costume, there are going to be blurs from miles around. There already are going to be, but there are going to be blurs from miles around coming to pay tribute at this altar, if you will. But that's just how I feel about the whole thing with Black Panther. Those are my 2 cents, but what do I know? I'm just a blurred who read comics. Go figure. Blurds and nerds, freaks and geeks. This is Do You Speak Geek, episode 46. All right, number 46. Man, I've been doing this for a hot minute now. It just dawned on me that I'm like 4 episodes away from doing number 50. It's wild because I remember just how nervous I was during the first 5 episodes. It's kind of weird that I have been doing this now for over a year, but I do it for you guys who listen, and thank you for listening. I am Nix once again. This is Do You Speak Geek, and we are coming to you from DYSG Studios. Shout out to Spreaker, the home team, is where you can hear and listen to all of the DYSG content for the podcast. Please go there and subscribe and like the podcast episodes. Check us out on other podcast platforms as well. You can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Castbox, kind of everywhere. So check us out when you ever get a chance. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the home hub for everything DYSG. So check that out. We have photos. We have our Spotify playlist there. Spotify playlist is dope. DYSG playlist is dope. Please check it out. Handpicked by yours truly. So check that out when you get a chance. And also follow us on the social medias. It's Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at _DoYouSpeakGeek, and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. The YouTube channel is where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. We just dropped our latest episode of First Friday Fights. The featured combatants are the Umbrella Academy and Titans, so check that out when you get a chance. Let us know what you think in those comments. Please be sure to subscribe, like Hulk, smash that bell for all notifications. Well, nothing really big this week. We're kind of all still, I guess, numb from Chadwick's passing, and we're just kind of waiting for Fandom from next weekend to come up. So we're just not having a really big news week this week, and that's fine. But let's go ahead and jump into my favorite portion of the show, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's go ahead and get right into the pull list. Batman number 98, The Joker War Part 4. Batman is at his most vulnerable following a massive dose of an experimental new Joker toxin. With the Dark Knight haunted by demons and visions, it's up to Harley Quinn to protect him while he recovers, because Punchline is on her way. Check this one out right here. The Dreaming Waking Hours number 2. New Mother Lindy is trapped in the dreaming, and the love-struck nightmare Ruin is loose in the real world. Dream must put this situation right, but to do so, he'll have to travel into the Black Chest, where he keeps his most dangerous nightmares, and pull the answers right from the mouth of the unimaginable Endless Teeth. Yo, this book has been dope so far. I hope you guys have been reading this one. This has been amazing. We also have We Only Find Them When They're Dead number 1. Now, this is a very interesting book here. For fans of decorum and Something Is Killing the Children comes a new sci-fi epic from Al Ewing and Simone DeMeo, and the edge of space where humanity is harvesting the corpse of giant alien gods to survive. No one has ever seen a living god, but Captain Malik is obsessed with being the first. Captain Malik and the crew of the Viahan 2 harvest the only resources that matter from the giant corpses of alien gods found on the edge of human space, while other autopsy ships race to salvage the meat, minerals, and metals that sustain the human race. Malik seeks an opportunity to finally break free from the system, but Malik's obsession with the gods will push his crew into the darkest reaches of space, bringing them face to face with a threat unlike anything they've ever imagined, unless the rogue agent on their trail can stop them first. Ooh. This is a good book. I really enjoyed this one. Check it out. If your comic shop does not have it, request it, please. And the last one we got on the pull list is Black Widow #1. The Ties That Bind Part 1. Kelly Thompson is back. Enough said. Kelly Thompson and rising star artist Elena Cassandra launch a new Black Widow series that changes everything. Natasha Romanoff has been a spy almost her entire life as she's been alive, and she's never stopped running, whether she was working for the good guys or bad. But Natasha's world is about to be upended. Beyond San Francisco's Golden Gate lies a mystery that only the Marvel Universe's greatest spy can solve. This is a thrilling, heartbreaking ride for 2020. Be sure to check this out. Let's jump into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude.
I am the villain of the story.
Alright, so the big thing from Watch This week we gotta be talking about the release date for The Mandalorian Season 2. The highly anticipated second season of Star Wars is finally making its way to TV screens around the world, and fans have been preparing for a premiere date this fall. After a few guesses as to when exactly the show will return, we finally have an official announcement, and it is going to be The Mandalorian Season 2 on October 30th. The second season should be a big one for Star Wars fans, as it will bring characters like Osaka Tano and Boba Fett into the fold. Rosario Dawson is reportedly playing the beloved Jedi from Star Wars Clone Wars, while Temuera Morrison will be taking on the mantle of the iconic bounty hunter, respectively. There still hasn't been any clarity as to whether or not those were Boba Fett's boots that mysteriously appeared in Season 1. I think they were, but we shall see. Silk live action TV series? So a new report from Variety reports that Sony Pictures TV is working on a live action television show centered around Silk. Now, for those of you who don't know who Silk is another being from the Spider-Verse with a spider skill set. According to the new report, Sony is developing the live action series with Lauren Moon in talks to write the show. The writer is best known for her work on Good Trouble as well as Atypical. She is also Korean American, like Silk herself, so fans believe Moon would give a better insight into the star's multicultural upbringing. As mentioned, Lord and Miller are set to be executive producers under their shared production banner. They will join Amy Pascal in overseeing the project, as Sony Pictures Television also lends its production assistance. At this time, there are no network services attached to the show, but there is rumored that Amazon is interested in hosting this show. This is not the first time Silk has come up in the headlines. Back in 2018, it was said Sony Pictures was developing a live-action film starring Silk. The heroine was also tied to a possible Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse spinoff starring female leads. The characters would have been Silk, Spider-Gwen, and Spider-Woman. However, we have no further info at this time. I think a Silk show would be dope. I would be interested to see who would get cast in it. I can't think of her name right now, but whoever played Kimiko from The Boys. Speaking of The Boys, let's just jump in that real quickly here. The Boys Season 2. Oh man. So this review is courtesy of IGN. The Boys' second season kicks off with even more irreverent and gratuitous drama than the first. Showrunner Eric Kirky has found a way to keep the momentum going from season 1, while also further developing the characters in new and interesting ways. Newcomers Aya Cash and Giancarlo Esposito help to fill out an already immersive lineup of characters and actors with strong performances. And if you loved the over-the-top action sequences from season 1, then rest assured that you're going to get even more bonkers this time around. We still have 5 more episodes to go, but so far these first 3 episodes have been a strong start. I was kind of, I don't know, maybe not disappointed, but when I found out that there was a certain person on the show who was a bit of a racist, it kind of like left a taste in my mouth, especially with the current climate we're in right now. But nevertheless, I mean, the show is still dope. I'm going to keep watching all the way to the very end, and we will see what happens, because this show has been banana sandwich. Please check it out if you don't have a subscription to Prime Video. Get a subscription, check this out, and enjoy yourself, because it is a heck of a ride. Let's jump into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
It's on like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
Okay, gamers, let's get into some reviews. We got a few reviews here for Thumb Life News today. Crusader Kings 3, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No question, 10 out of 10. Superb strategy game, a great RPG, and a master class in how to take the best parts of existing systems and make them deeper and better. All of the engrossingly flawed characters and story of love, war, triumph, and loss that have already dynamically emerged from the playthroughs feel just like the beginning of something legendary. A new kind of historical strategy has been crowned. Long live the king. If you love RPGs on PC, get this game. Trust me, it is, it's everything I'm saying it is. Please get this game. There's no official review out from IGN where I get most of my reviews from for Marvel Avengers, because they're still kind of in the middle of it. But I will say this about the game, having played it myself, it is amazing gameplay. It's a good control scheme. It's really good. Iron Man's flight can kind of be all over the place. That's just me personally. But the characters all have impressive move sets, including the villains as well. I love all the nods and Easter eggs to the source material. Those are great. I'm loving in the campaign how it's pretty much a rise of Miss Marvel. Side missions for some can slow down the progression where people want to kind of breeze through the campaign, but they really help gain familiarity with the character skill sets, control, and also leveling up and gear customization. So if you haven't played Avengers, please go get that. It doesn't, to me, run as smoothly control-wise as Spider-Man, but it's definitely worth a pickup. Please go get this game. You will enjoy it, I promise. And lastly, we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake. Such a tremendous turnaround from 2015's disastrously dismal Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 that it's difficult to believe that they even share the same shred of DNA, right? The accessible yet tricky skating is earnest and old school fun. The wonderful looking levels are lovingly designed, odes to the past, and the music is like the hearty embrace of an old childhood buddy. As a Blurred, I mean, as far as some of the hairstyles, some of the best I've ever seen. Activision definitely did a thing with this game here, and I hope it's just a glimpse of what is to come for the future of this franchise and any other past franchises from Activision. Because if I could just kind of throw one out there, I mean, I would love to see X-Men Legends again, especially if X-Men comes back to the forefront like they should in the MCU. Yeah, I would love to see X-Men Legends again. But that's just me. I'm kind of thinking out loud there. So I'm going to go ahead and vamos up out of here. Thank you all so much for listening. Please follow us on the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please be sure to visit doyouspeakgeek.com and listen to the podcast. Let us know what you guys think. As always, live to play to win, win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?